Hey everyone, I just saw a question in the community about recording isolated interviewees. So let's say that you're hosting a podcast, you've sent them their interview link either through Zoom or through Ecamm's interview mode. You've got them, you've got this beautiful production, but then you want to repurpose that content later on. And maybe you don't want to just mix down your program, but you want to get the isolated content from yourself and from your guests. Well, you can do that here in Ecamm. Of course you can. So let me just show you a few things in the interface to show you what I would do in this circumstance. Number one, you're going to want to make sure that you tell Ecamm what camera A, B, C is going to be. All right. So follow me here. If this is new for you, just pay attention. You're looking for the camera switcher window. Yours might look a little different than mine. Maybe you have it stacked like this, but for right now, I have mine like this. If you can't find this, you go up here and it's this little box in box. Okay. Boxes in box. So that will bring you to here. All sources shows you everything that's connected to your computer. Okay. So for me, I've got my capture card, I've got my built in camera. But now, if I go to AB, I can set this up ahead of time so that when my guests come in through Zoom or through interview mode, I can then click on these three little dots that will show up, add them as a camera, and then add them as a placeholder in one of these placeholders. So for example, I added camera B, C, D, and then active Zoom speaker. I actually don't need to do this. So I'm going to remove that placeholder. But let's say I just have two guests, okay? I'm going to say that camera B, I want to take the feed from guest 1. And camera C, I want it to be guest 2. And then as another backup, I'm just going to also record the Zoom active speaker in case I have more guests, okay? Now I'm going to go to the Ecamm preferences. You can do that by going up to this top bar here, clicking on preferences, or there's a little shortcut right here. It's a little gear. All right. When you get here, you go over to recording, and this is where the magic happens. So what you're going to do is record all broadcasts. Duh. Camera A is already set to my camera. Hello. Camera B is set to guest 1. So all the work that I did in terms of organizing camera A, camera B, camera C, blah, 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 I've connected that. So as long as you bring in your guests, okay, and you assign them to the correct camera placer, and then you're in here in your preferences and you say, please record camera A, B, and C, it will record those. And the nice thing is that it's also, I have this selected, I'm recording right now. So you're also going to be recording isolated audio tracks. So this is how I set this up, okay? And this works really well for me so that when I'm done recording, if I were to hit finish right now, I'm going and I had guests coming in, I would have the program file, which is going to be whatever resolution I set it to. So maybe the program file is set to record at 4K. And then each of my guests are going to come in at 1080p or whatever they're coming in through. So guys, this is how you do this. Okay. You can also use a tool. I like to use Opus Clips. And what's nice about Opus Clips is that it'll take that whole program. So even if I had like 5 people on the screen all at the same time, you got to tinker with it, but you can go in and tweak things and have it cropped to be just the faces so it doesn't include all the extra overlays and stuff like that. But I think that it's a great idea to have these backup isolated video recordings, especially if it's like a high stake interview or like a super VIP guest, like one of us. I mean, like someone from the Ecamm fam. You want to make sure that you're isolating and recording. Some people have said, "Wait a second, I don't have those isolated recordings." And sometimes it's simply because these are not either checked off or they're not set. So if you don't set up camera B to be who you want, it's not going to get that feed. All right? I hope this is helpful. Have a great day. Keep the questions up, guys. You know, you're so smart and it's really great to work with this community that all like to help each other out. All right. See you later. Bye.